Coming up, rising concerns. COVID cases went up after Halloween. Will they do the same after Thanksgiving break?
Plus, honoring a legend. Syracuse University retires a female athlete's number for the first time. How the special honor is impacting current members of the team.
Passing of a national infrastructure law can affect the paving of the way toward the teardown of this highway. News Live at 6 starts right now.
6, your campus news leader.
Yeah, concern about the spread of COVID is rising ahead of Thanksgiving break. Good evening, I'm Ricky Sayer.
And I'm Louise Rath. Many students are set to leave campus for break in just 3 days.
We have team coverage, bring you the latest ahead of Thanksgiving break. John Perik is live with how last year's COVID calendar impacted students around Thanksgiving.
But first, we go now to Lindsey Fine in studio with how students and community leaders are concerned Thanksgiving travel will lead to an increase of COVID-19 cases. Lindsey?
Thanks, guys. Thanksgiving break is coming up, which means students will be traveling home and back during the semester. Last year, students went home for Thanksgiving and did not come back until February. This change has led to some concern about COVID-19 cases on campus. Students across campus say they think the worst of the COVID-19 pandemic is in the past.
I think everything is pretty stable at the moment, as we're seeing here in most other places in the U.S.
In reality, campus COVID cases are on the rise. There have been 15 new active cases on campus since Thursday. County Executive Ryan McMahon said last month that he was concerned this surge would happen.
Last year, Halloween was the start of the most terrible months of this pandemic. So people should be very conscious of that, even if you're vaccinated.
Now, some students are worried Thanksgiving travel could bring another surge. SU sophomore Arlo Stone says COVID cases
will probably rise.
SU sophomore Nicole Hopwood says she's not as sure.
I mean, it could bring some risks with people obviously bringing stuff back from all airports, but I don't know. Hard to say what'll happen.
And other students say SU's 98% student vaccination rate should keep COVID numbers down.
I think assuming that a majority of our vaccinated population is heading back to vaccinated families, I don't think the risk of a surge in cases is very likely. I mean, I think it could happen, but I'm not too worried about it.
Even though SUNY ESF student Mackenzie Hagenbook says she's worried about the COVID cases on campus, she's excited to head home.
It's about time for a break. I'm really excited to get home, and I think everyone's excited to be with family and friends.
Whether or not COVID-19 cases surge when students return from Thanksgiving break is yet to be seen. For CitrusTV News, I'm Lindsey Fine.
Lindsey, thank you. Now for the latest COVID-19 numbers on campus, there are currently 28 active cases on the SU Hill. This is a decrease of 2 since yesterday, and the numbers are still double what they were on campus a week ago. The positivity rate remains at 0.3%.
The university plans to continue with their on-campus COVID testing during the break. Those who plan on staying in Central New York will be able to get tested except when the university is closed for the holiday. The testing schedule will remain as is, but next Wednesday, testing hours change to 8 to 10 in the morning. Testing will close next Thursday and resume Sunday, November 28th at 10 in the morning at Kimmel.
And as Thanksgiving approaches, much of campus life will soon shut down for a week. But one thing that continues is the fall semester, which unlike last year carries over into December. Tonight, Citrus TV's John Perik is joining us live outside the Hall of Languages. John, how are students reacting to this calendar change?
Louise, good evening. For some, it's an abrupt change. Around this time last semester, many students went home as COVID-19 cases surged across campus. In addition, the Thanksgiving break did not begin until the end of the fall semester. Now, this year it's a little different. As the campus returns to normal, so does the weekly calendar. Instead of classes ending before Thanksgiving, they won't conclude until December 10th, meaning students will go home for a week, then return to campus for 3 weeks, and then go back home for winter break. Some students believe this back and forth transition creates unnecessary stress.
It's kind of a mixed bag. Also, even though I do like spending time home, I think it's kind of odd sending students home for a week and then sending them back to campus for a week just for them to go home a week.
Yet not all students are opposed. Kat Height, who's going abroad next semester, says that she wants to make the most of every last day on campus that she possibly can.
I feel like a lot of my teachers are like, why are we coming back? But like, I feel like I'm kind of like that smaller section of people who want to come back for those 2 weeks.
And Thanksgiving break officially begins this Sunday, yet many students are preparing to leave by either Thursday or Friday once their classes end. Students will be expected to return to campus on November 28th, and classes will resume the following day. Reporting live outside of the Hall of Languages, I'm John Perik, CitrusTV News.
Thanks, John. We saw a little bit of snow there, very exciting, but the latest events happening during Thanksgiving break. Syracuse University is bringing the American experience to international students once again. The Chancellor's House and Center for International Services will host their 37th annual International Thanksgiving celebration this week. Last year's dinner was held virtually due to COVID-19, but the celebration is back inside the Shine Student Center's Goldstein Auditorium this Thursday.
And we're taking a live look now at the Syracuse Hancock International Airport. Don't see any snow there, but we do have that back on campus. You know, many students will take to the skies to get home this weekend. AAA expects 53 million people to travel this holiday season. The day before and the Sunday after are the busiest days for travel. AAA of Western and Central New York spokesperson Brian Murray predicts this season will be especially busy. Sorry about that. Here's some tips from AAA on traveling this holiday season. They say you should get to the airport early. 2 hours if you're traveling in the United States, 3 if you're traveling overseas, and if you haven't booked your flight yet, make sure to do that in advance.
And those traveling to and from Syracuse this holiday season might have some luck with their flights this year. Southwest Airlines had their first flight last night out of the Syracuse Hancock International Airport. The airline will offer service from Syracuse to Baltimore starting today and to Florida starting on Saturday. Now, the airline will offer 3 flights a day to Baltimore and 1 flight a week to Orlando.
The National Infrastructure Bill is officially law. President Biden signed the legislation into law earlier today. The package is $1.2 trillion. Our reporter Teagan Brown is live with more on how this will affect Central New York. Teagan.
Guys, thank you. Behind me, you are seeing something that will be directly affected by this new law. I-81 has been the subject of debate and controversy in the area for over a decade, but it is now going to be torn down and replaced with a community grid. Over the summer, Secretary of Transportation Pete Buttigieg and Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer were here to discuss what will happen with the I-81 along with the logistics of rebuilding it. Today at the White House, Schumer spoke even further about the future of this highway.
New York, major projects have been stalled for so long, like Gateway, the Cross Bronx Expressway, the 2nd Avenue Subway, I-81 in Syracuse, the Inner Loop in Rochester, will all have the ability to get going.
This law will put $550 billion toward multiple projects, including new roads, bridges, transit, airports, and trains, among other things. Today, New York Governor Kathy Hochul spoke about her thoughts on this new law.
So grateful for our partners in Washington, starting with President Joe Biden, for making this happen for millions of New Yorkers who remember this day as the day that we turned the corner, we were able to start rebuilding and making up for decades of lost time.
While this new law will put money toward multiple projects, it comes at a time when inflation is at the highest it's been since the 90s and supply chain issues continue to persist. Reporting live from in front of I-81 for Citrus TV News, I'm Teagan Brown. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Teagan. You know, Louise, I don't know what it is about seeing all that snow fall there during both Teagan's live shot and John's live shot that's bringing me some joy, though it did look like the snow stopped falling by the end of Teagan's shot there.
Definitely, certainly exciting to see that. Well, hey, we're joined now by Lindsey Fine, our weather anchor and reporter today. She's doing double duty for us with more on the snow we're seeing now.
Yeah, so right now it is snowing, guys. This is so exciting. I know I'm from Florida. It started snowing a few hours ago. I got that text from my close friend, screamed, ran outside, was just really enjoying the snowfall. I remember last year around this time was the first time I ever saw snowfall, so this is just so exciting. Again, as you can see right now, there's a 60% chance of snow, so in the Syracuse area right now, that's working in our favor. We had that beautiful snow with 10-mile-per-hour winds, so there is a good bit of wind if you're walking around outside right now. Definitely grab that coat or that jacket, whatever you need to kind of protect yourself from the elements right now. It's 37 degrees, which means it's not below freezing, which is 32 degrees Fahrenheit. So I do not expect this snow to stick around or anything like that on the ground. We're kind of seeing these flurries throughout the day, and it's just a really nice kind of welcome into winter. And taking a look into tonight, it only drops about 2 degrees to 35 degrees. There will be snow overnight. Again, so exciting. 6 to 7 mile per hour winds, so the winds do go down a little bit. But again, because we're not below freezing yet, I don't expect the snow to stick on the ground. Taking a look across central New York, pretty standard temperatures, much colder than we saw last year. Last week. Last week, these numbers were in the 50s, and now they're in the upper to low 30s out here in Cortland. They have the low of the board at 33, down south 37, up north in Fulton and Rochester we have 38. So overall, just really consistent temperatures and much colder than we saw last week, but we're going to start getting that snow, and I know I'm really looking forward to it. Guys, back to you.
Lindsey, hopefully we do see that snow to start to stick soon. I know I don't speak for everyone here at the station, or let alone in this studio or on campus. Moving on, viewers watching yesterday's SU men's basketball game may have recognized a familiar voice. That's the voice of student broadcaster Ben Showman. His father, Dan, was calling the game on ESPN. Well, Ben called the game on WAER radio. The TV broadcast at one point allowing people to compare both Showman's calls of the same play earlier in the game. Dan said he's happy that he can call a game next to his son.
You know, kind of a fun moment for a dad, you know what I mean?
This has got to be more than fun. This is fun and proud for you. And now I realize what you look like with hair. That's the case. I mean, you know, the great head of lettuce on Ben back there.
I hope he keeps it longer than I
Ben Showman is, of course, also a sports reporter here at Citrus TV. As for that comparison, I think it's fair to say that Ben took the prize.
Well, coming up after the break, the university retires a female athlete's number for the very first time. How current players are reacting.
And a live look across the Syracuse squad. No snow right now. Lindsey will be back in studio with your 5-day forecast.
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average four-legged homie, and then wham, bam, minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high five.
They said a bottle was just a bottle. That no one would ever notice me. But I knew I could be more. That one day, I would make people smile.
OTN is on all your favorite apps: Apple TV, Fire TV, and Roku. Search Orange Television Network or OTN. OTN has its best shows, short films, and Citrus TV on demand. Family and friends can watch OTN too. Watch the live stream of OTN to catch live Citrus TV news, live from Studio B, and mornings on the Hill. On or off campus, watch OTN anywhere.
You're watching Citrus TV News with Walker Simmons, Louise Rath, Lindsey Fine, and Teagan Brown. Citrus TV News, your campus news leader.
Welcome back to News Live at 6. Yesterday, arguably the greatest Syracuse women's basketball player of all time was honored during the women's basketball game against Notre Dame. Citrus TV's Tyler Melito has more for us.
To have your number retired, regardless of sport, is one of the highest honors an athlete could receive. But for Felicia Leggett-Jack, her honor holds a little bit more weight, as she is the first woman to ever have her number retired by Syracuse Athletics. In her time at SU, Leggett-Jack scored over 1,500 points, grabbing over 900 rebounds, and among other honors was named to the Big East Silver Anniversary team back in 2004. For the players on this current edition of Syracuse women's basketball, just to be able to play on the day where she was honored is really cool.
She's a woman, and she's a black woman, and we're all black women playing the sport that she's getting her jersey retired in. So I think it's absolutely remarkable, and I'm grateful to be here at the time that I was able to be a part of it, for sure.
Leggett James having her jersey retired can serve as a sort of motivation for the current members of this SU women's basketball team as they strive to one day have their numbers hanging up in the rafters next to hers.
I'll say the same thing Elijah said, and also it's cool that she's the first woman to ever do it. And that's just a big accomplishment, and we all look forward to doing that one day. And like she said, it's just very exciting to play on this night that she gets to hang her jersey up.
Leggett-Jack having her number retired served as an opportunity to tell some stories about her time here in Orange.
It was great, to see her number go up. She was a great player when she was here. She won a Big East championship, and one of the things about her, she called that championship before she got here, so that was pretty bold then. So she was a great player, very well deserving of her hanging her numbers in the rafters, and we have some other players that'll be able to follow behind her.
Leggett-Jack is one of 4 former SU athletes who will have their numbers retired this school year. The other 3 are current SU men's lacrosse coach Gary Gate, Anna Goodale, who was on the SU women's rowing team from 2002 to 2005, and Katie Rowan-Thompson, who played for SU's women's lacrosse team from 2006 to 2009. Reporting for Citrus TV, I'm Tyler Melito. Ricky, Louise, back to you.
Thanks, Tyler.
All right.
And Syracuse grads really went national this weekend. SU alum Quinton Brunson, who graduated in 2013, proposed to his girlfriend of 7 years last night. And this wasn't just any ordinary proposal. He asked her live on national television on the Adele One Night Only TV concert.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Will you marry me, little Ashley?
In
real life?
Yeah.
Yes?
Brunson's fiancée, Ashley Mann, thought the surprise was to celebrate landing her first big job catering of her career. Once Adele congratulated the couple, they were invited to sit next to Lizzo and McCarthy as Adele sang "Make You Feel My Love." A huge congratulations from the couple from all of us here at Citrus TV.
And happening right now, prospective students have just hours to submit applications to attend SU before the early decision deadline. This is the first major deadline for students who wish to attend the university starting next year. And students who are accepted early decision are required to attend the university.
Returning back to campus, the interim Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, and Accessibility Leadership Team has extended their strategic draft plan survey deadline to December 3rd. They've also added a survey function for students to submit feedback as a group.
They plan to host meetings that allow students and organizations to give feedback regarding the extensive draft plan, and this decision comes after immediate campus member feedback.
Former Trump advisor Steve Bannon is heading to court. Bannon turned himself into the FBI officials earlier this morning. Bannon refused to cooperate with the House Committee's investigation of the January 6 riots.
Bannon is being charged with 2 counts of contempt of Congress, and he is expected to appear in court Monday afternoon in front of a Trump-appointed district judge.
All week before we head home for Thanksgiving break, your weekly weather report in just 90 seconds.
It's not that hard.
My big man fingers are having a problem with these little tiny buttons.
Whoa, watch it there. Your blood pressure's gonna go through the roof.
Tell me about it. I'm trying to learn how to get it down. Instead, it keeps going up.
High blood pressure can increase the risk for heart attack or stroke. Learn how to keep yours at a healthy range.
Ever hear a voice command? Just say text barbershop to 97779.
That's not what I said.
Just give me that. Now my blood pressure's up.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's not something you buy.
Or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you, freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it. It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
From the CitrusTV Weather Center, this is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
Welcome back, everyone. Now let's take a look at your 5-day forecast. As you can see, tomorrow we're going to have rain and showers, a high of 42, low of 31. As you see, as we get into the week, it'll heat up a little bit around Wednesday, Thursday, and then some rain will come on Thursday, rain and snow on Friday, and it'll clear up to a nice Saturday, mostly cloudy. Granted, a lot of us might not be here on Saturday, but we shouldn't see too many problems with your traveling home if this is the weather we're going to see then. And if you can look into tomorrow, you see 37 when you wake up, and then 42 at 3 p.m. and 39 at 6 p.m. So really consistent throughout the day. We're not seeing those crazy low to high jumps we've seen in the past. Also, as you can see, rain and snow that we see in the morning will clear up throughout the day. That's all I got for you in weather right now. But Jesse Cook, he's in the studio. Jesse, what's going on in sports?
We finally got college basketball to talk about. Additionally, the Orange tried some fried chicken down in Kentucky to handle the Urban Spikes, plus history for a women's basketball legend. We've got a lot to cover on sports.
Out here, sunny today with light breezes, giving way to clouds in the afternoon. We could see some light precipitation to moderate precipitation later on, followed by powerful storm-like conditions. 90 miles per hour winds are expected. Authorities are asking everyone, stay indoors. Come on, that's it. Let's go.
Adventure can be found anywhere, but the best place to start is in the forest.
I spy something beginning with S.
Snow?
No.
Snow-covered trees.
Nothing to do with snow. Head outside to discover incredible animals and beautiful plants that come together to create an unforgettable adventure.
Wow.
So grab your loved ones. Don't even. And explore a world of possibilities.
Come on, this way.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find the closest forest or park to you.
Leaving hot coals improperly extinguished can cause a wildfire.
Hey guys, it's Smokey!
It looks as if Smokey is going to use the drown, stir, drown, and feel technique. After the first drown, a good start. Next, another drink. And finally, a close feel.
Is it cool? Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Smokey, catch.
Oh, my bad, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
And now, your CitrusTV Sports Report.
Horses weren't the only ones racing down in Kentucky. Syracuse football matched up against Malik Cunningham and the Louisville squad. I'm Jesse Cook. Welcome to sports. I'll tell you plainly, if you bet on a horse named Otto this weekend, you definitely lost some money. Louisville won 41-3.
Some of those things were, you can break it up to defense, offense, and special teams. I thought we got beaten all three phases. That comes down to kids being fresh, kids being motivated.
Well, that's right, Coach. They got beat. The Orange got beat in pretty much every phase. And that bug even bit Sean Tucker. He entered Saturday 105 yards shy of SU's single-season rushing yards title, which is held by Joe Morris. 95 yards to the illustrator of Irving Avenue on Saturday, but he still got 2 games to move the chains of history. Now, out with the bad, on with the crazy good. Syracuse men's basketball broke out the broadswords to tango with the Dragons. Drexel wound up in the Dome. So, a regular season win already under their belts, the Orange sought to defend their home turf once again, but the Dragons breathed their fire early. They hit shots all over the court, and took a worrying lead. But Halloween was 2 weeks ago. Syracuse says, we're not going to get scared. So Cole Swider asked Drexel to recall his days in Philly college ball, slinging shots from 30 feet out. And wait a minute, is that Buddy? No, that's Bilbo Boeheim because he slayed the dragon. Buddy told Drexel that winter was coming, and he climbed the lonely mountain to 23 points. So the Qs add another notch in their belts with a clean victory over Drexel. The transfer class is kind of fire right now. Swider, a Villanova transfer, clearly remembered how to match up with Philadelphia basketball. And as for the women, they played earlier in the day, and they marked a historic moment for Syracuse athletics, as you might have heard earlier from our very own Tyler Melito. The star from the 80s and 90s, Felicia Leggett-Jack, watched her 33 rise into the rafters. The SU legend is the first woman to ever see her number retired in the Dome. Now, despite that long-awaited ceremony, Notre Dame dominated Syracuse to an 82-56 final. SU's Alicia Cobb still manned 14 points in that loss. Now, let's switch to field hockey. They grabbed their dancing shoes over the weekend while they glided to a fun win in the NCAA tournament over Penn State on Friday. Not so lucky. Their bout with Maryland proved fatal. After Avka Van den Nieuwenhof tied the score for the Qs in the late minutes, the Terps' Bibi Donrat marked the winner, and that ends the campaign for this year for the 3-1-5. Now, switching over to pro sports. Well, actually, we're not going to switch to pro sports right now because it looks like we're out of time on the sports block. So, Ricky, Louise, what do you got?
Thanks, Jesse. We'll be right back with one last look at your weather.
Million children struggling with hunger in America. This is a serious problem, but one we can solve. Visit feedingamerica.org to help. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
Maybe he's really focused.
Maybe he likes spinning the wheels.
Maybe he just loves trucks.
Preoccupation with objects is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today.
Your girls have been with you through every moment of your life. They were with you when you felt unbreakable. With you that time you felt most alone. And with you when you realized you would never be. They were with you when you shared your love with the world. And with you when she became your world. Your girls have never left you. They're still with you right now. But how well do you know them? Knowing your breasts can save your life.
Welcome back. Let's take a look at your wake-up weather. When you wake up, it'll be 37 degrees, but it will feel like 30 degrees because of that 10-mile-per-hour winds. There will be some rain and snow showers, so definitely grab that jacket on the way out. Speaking of, if you look, I am recommending a heavy coat. That wind chill and that 37 degrees with the mix of rain and snow, it's going to be cold, so definitely grab that coat on your way out. That's all I have for you today in weather. Ricky, Louise, back to you.
I am very ready to put on my winter coat, ready for the snow to be on.
So ready for the snow.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's all the time we have for you today on Citrus TV News.
And for more of the latest, follow us at Citrus TV News on Twitter or check out our website at citrustv.com.
For all of us here at Citrus TV News, I'm Ricky Sayer.
And I'm Louise Rath. Have a great night, Syracuse, and enjoy that snow.